Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to From the Holler. My name is Missy. If you happen to be new here, little man is right here, and there he is. And we are so glad that y'all found our channel. We hope that you will subscribe and enjoy all the things that go on right here in the holler. So today we're back in the kitchen. We've got a half bushel of Roma tomatoes. Romas to do. And we're going to can these up. We're going to water bath can them. And we are going to pack them in their own juice so that we can use them for whatever we want to use them for during, over the next year or however long they last, especially in the wintertime when you're making soups and chilies and all the good things you can make. What are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't either. You can make so many different things out of these, and you can season them up however you want to, and you can have the great taste all year long. Okay, so we are going to water bath can them in their own juice, and we're going to get started. It's the same method that we've used on so many others. I've got my jars back here. They've been washed. I'm getting ready to put them in the dishwasher to sanitize them. And I'm going to get started making my X's on the bottom of my tomatoes and getting them over into some boiling water so that we can get the skins off and get this process started. So come on along. Let's get these tomatoes canned. Let's have a little bit of fun while we're in the kitchen. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I did not get me blanching. Let me take my watch off. Blanching these tomatoes this time. All I did was take my clean tomatoes, okay, and I put an X on the bottom of them with a knife, all right? I put them in boiling water for about 30 to 45 seconds. Some of the bigger ones, it took a little bit longer until I started seeing this, okay? And once I started seeing that, I pulled them out of that water, put them into some ice water instantly, okay? And that helps the peel to come off easier. And now I've got them over here. We're going to get to peeling these. And I am trying something new. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but we're going to see. This may be more issues than it's worth. I don't know. But we're trying something new, okay? We are. So I am going to get started on these, okay? So here we go. All right, y'all, I'm getting the rest of the stuff that I need. I've got my garbage can sitting right here next to me so that I can go ahead and get these just thrown over there. We're just going to grab a tomato, and watch how easy this is. Look at there. Look at there. So easy to get those peelings off. So easy. And again, we're going to pack this tomato. And of course, I did not bring my knife over here. We're going to pack these tomatoes in their own juice. Okay? So I'm going to cut around the core like that right there. I'm going to pull that out. And it is deeper than I thought. That's okay. We will get it. We will get it. Just take your thumb and go down in there, core it, And then we're just going to quarter these big ones. Okay, we may only have the others. Now, since these are not hot, I didn't have to cook these, okay? We're just going to, we're just going to pack them in their own juice. I've got my jar sitting here. I put boiling water in there to heat them up. They are washed and sanitized, but in order to keep them warm, I just poured some boiling water in there. So I'm going to dump that out like that. And we are just going to start putting tomatoes in the jar. And I'm going to take my spoon, okay, if y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to push that down in there. That brings that juice out, okay? That's going to bring your juice out. Do you see? Next one. Here we go. I like this method. Now you can use the method where you can them in water. Those do not have to be processed as long as these do. When you're processing tomatoes in their own juice, then it has to go for longer. These have to process for an hour and 25 minutes if it's pints, whereas the ones processed in water or packed in water, they only have to process, I think it's 40 minutes, something like that. So, and I'm liking these wide mouth jars so far, and these are definitely the absolute. I'm just going to use my hands in these wide mouths. Your hands are your greatest tools. Make sure you keep them clean when you're doing this, but your hands are your greatest tools. Anyway, back to the packing in water. You can totally do that. These are Roma tomatoes. They are good and ripe, and we're just going to pack them in their own juice. That way, when I open up a jar of this, and I'm going to have to dump that out because I totally forgot to add the most important thing in this, and that is my citric acid. Got to have that. So let me grab that. Wash my hands real quick. Grab my bowl, my clean little bowl over here. Alright, we're going to dump this in here for just a moment while I add my citric acid. I need a 1/4 teaspoon measure. And I don't know where I put that. Let me check it, see if it's in the dishwasher. Well, I need my debubbler anyway, so there's that. And then there's my 1/4 teaspoon. So let's get our citric acid out over here. Now you can use lemon juice in here, or you can use the citric acid. I prefer the citric acid to the lemon juice. So we're going to set that right there. Now we're going to grab, just a moment please. I know. I should have everything out here, and I thought I did. I really did. Now we're just going to pour these back into the jar like that. We're going to set this over here. We're going to pack these down in here again. Just going to use my hands. Now, when you open these, as I was saying, when you open these, you can use these in any way. You can season them up, flavor them up, however you want to. Okay? We want a 1/2 inch headspace. You can make so many different things, from soup bases to spaghetti sauces to whatever you want. I mean, this is totally versatile. You can add your spices to it and make whatever you want to make with it. That's another reason I like this. If I want a pot of chili, I don't want the Italian spices in my tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? I want to add my chili spices to it. If I'm going to cut those up in thirds. If I'm making taco soup or something like that, then I want to flavor it up a little differently, and you can definitely do that with these. All right, this one is just about full. There we go. So let me rinse my hands, grab my paper towel, wet it. There we go. I am going to take my debubbler. I am going to see, yep, we are right on it. I am going to run this down in there, and that's going to change my head space a little bit, okay? Because you're getting all the air out of it. You're getting all the bubbles out of it and ready. There we go. All right, let's see. Yep. That is golden. That is golden. So there you go. Make sure you wipe your rims. I say this in every Canon video. Make sure you clean your rims really well. You do not want to put in all this work only to have your jars, your lids not seal because it got caught on a little seed or something silly like that. Okay. Now, I've got several pint jars sitting here, but just seeing what a few filled up, I'm definitely going to have to use some quarts. So we will get to work on some quarts here. Oop, in a little bit. I've got some in the dishwasher right now, and they are sanitizing, or just finished. I've shut the door. They're staying warm in there. When I get down with these quarts, then I will put the hot water in them. When I get down with these pints, oh my Lord. All right, there we go. We're going to put a lid on this. My lids fell a few minutes ago, so I've got to grab them. Lord, let me rinse this again. I had them stacked up. I know better. There we go. Had them stacked up and ready to go. All right, finger tight. There you go. That one's ready to go in the canner. We're going to set it over here, and I am going to work on getting the rest of these filled up and get them in the canner, y'all. This is going to be a job, but that's okay. We'll eat good this winter. I gotta tell y'all, I am standing here laughing at myself because I was standing here and all of a sudden I realized that I was having a Bubba Gump moment, or a Bubba moment on Forrest Gump, and you know, shrimp cocktail, fried shrimp, all that. I'm sitting here thinking of all the dishes I can make with these tomatoes, and it's going through my head kind of like just like that, you know. Taco soup, chili, vegetable soup, roast, spaghetti, lasagna,
I cannot pick
all the things, and I just started laughing. I thought, you know what? That's not a bad thing. I might need to make a list of all this stuff. But now I've made myself hungry, and I don't have time to stop for lunch right now. But yeah, I just had to share that with y'all. I caught myself having a Bubba Gump moment, and just made myself laugh. Y'all ever do that? Y'all ever just totally catch yourself and you just start laughing? Because I have those moments.
I can now picture all of the dishes you can make out of these tomatoes just running straight through your head.
Really?
In just a big pile. I can now just picture that.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, do they look as good to you as they do to me?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay. So, winner.
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Oh, Lord. Y'all, we having fun in the kitchen today. And I'm glad that we are both in good moods. Sometimes our moods don't match up, and do they? You gonna get tomato all over you, little man.
It's
know
okay,
it.
don't.
Well, you're going to if you stand there, because Nanny's slinging maters. All right, y'all. So I'm going to finish getting these tomatoes jarred up. And I just had to tell y'all that. I found it funny, but then again, I make myself laugh quite a bit. Let me get that core out there. I can make myself laugh. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get this done now. First round's in the canner. Gary the carry. Yay. So I also want to tell you guys this. First of all, we've got one bowl down. We've got this one and a partial bowl still sitting over there on the stove to get to. And so far I have 9 pints full. So yay. We're definitely going to have to use some quarts though. But if you guys want to add salt into your jars, you can go ahead and do that. I am choosing not to because I want to add my seasonings later on when I open the jars and decide what I'm using these tomatoes for, whether it be, again, a soup, a chili, a casserole, a roast, whatever I'm going to be using it for, whatever I choose to put it in. I want to be able to season it at that point. And I can put, the Italian seasonings, the basil, the oregano, the Italian seasoning, all the things. Or I can put the chili powder, the cumin, the coriander, things like that. Change up the flavor profile. That's why I'm only putting the citric acid in the jars with these. And I'm doing it in the juices instead of packing the tomatoes in water. So that's why I'm doing this. And it's going to be good eating, I promise you. But I just wanted to add that little bit of y'all, it's been a long day. I wanted to add that little tidbit of info for you guys so that might help answer the questions as to why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Okay? So I'm going to continue to work on getting these all packed up and into these jars. So yeah, I'm about to get my quart jars out. I think I've got 2 more pints sitting here that I need to pack up with tomatoes, and then we're going to grab out the quarts and start on them. And I'll get my big water bath canner set up over there on the stove and get the quarts going in them so that everything should come together pretty quickly. I hope you guys can hear me over Jerry here. That's my name that I lovingly gave my carry canner. Anyway, I'm going to get these done. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. So I'm sure I'm going to get some questions as to why I am throwing the tomato peels away instead of keeping them and drying them out or whatever. We don't have animals, besides the Yorkie poos and the barn cats. We don't have animals here on the homestead. So, it's not like I can do anything with them with that. I don't use the dried tomato peels for anything. I never have. So that's just, taking up time that I don't have. So I don't fool with that. And I don't have any use for them, and I don't know of anybody that wants them or uses them like that or whatever. So, yeah, that's why I do what I do. Now, if you want to keep your tomato peels and dehydrate them and make tomato powder or whatever you want to do with them, that's great. I applaud you for that. There is nothing wrong with that, but I don't do it, and probably never will unless, situation changes here on the homestead and we decide to do animals, which I don't see us doing that because, we're both pretty busy people all the time, and I don't want to get animals and get attached to them because I get attached quickly. I don't want to get animals and get attached to them and then, figure out I don't have time for this and have to get rid of them. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to Aiden, and that's not fair to me. So I just rather not do it. And we do live in the country, and we do have predatory animals that live amongst us, and I don't know that my tender heart could handle that, so just don't know. But anyway, that's why I don't hang on to my tomato peels, and I have absolutely no need for them. I don't use them, and there's no sense in me, I'm not going to fake it and be like, oh yeah, I do. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll tell y'all up front, I don't keep them. If y'all haven't already figured that out, I don't keep them. So, these tomatoes are looking really good. Really good. So anyway, that's my reason behind that. Right, we are moving on to the quarts. So now with the quarts, you want to put, oh my goodness, you want to put half a teaspoon of the citric acid in, okay? If you're using lemon juice, then you want to use, hold on, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to a quart, okay? I'm using citric acid, and it's hard to get that out. These just came out of the dishwasher. They are sanitized. They are hot. So I'll go ahead and get this put in here. I don't need to add the water to them. And I just pulled 3 out for right now. We'll see how that goes. So, there we go. You guys can see that. Now, if you're doing pints with the lemon juice, you want to do a tablespoon of bottled lemon juice for pints, 2 for the quarts. Okay? So let's get these quarts filled up and see how many we get of those. Alright guys, now this recipe comes from the Blue Book Guide to Preserving. It got a little wet, so got to take care of that. That's where I got this recipe from. I've got my big water bath canner over here. We got 5 pints. 5 pints of pints. Lord, 5 quarts. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in here because I need to bring these back up to temp. I want everything. I started out with room temperature water in here, okay? I want everything to come up to temp together. Very important, because I don't want to shock my jars at all. Now I'm going to have to add a little more water to this. And I have got 1 pint left, and I don't want to run a whole other run in the electric canner for 1. So I'm going to run over here and grab some more water. We're going to fill this up. The water needs to be 1 inch over the top, okay, of the jars. And then we're going to let this come to a boil. Once it boils for 10 minutes, then I'm going to start the timer and we're going to get this little project done. But let me go grab my water and get it added to here. Y'all, this is the downside to canning. It's not only there, it's on my dishwasher, it's in my floor, it's in my hair, it's on my clothes, it's everywhere. So now, let's take some time to clean this up so we can get done with this. But it'll be worth it in the end. Yeah. Oh, I missed the whole garbage can that was sitting right there on my counter, or next to my counter. I hit the floor. And I dumped everything out all over the counter. So, if you are like me, and you have these moments, and it's all in my shoe too, you are not alone. You are not alone. I am right there with you. And I do this quite often. Let's clean this up, I guess. Alright, we've got our water bath canner. It's coming up to temp. It needs to get to 180, but you see those bubbles coming up? That's normal. That's perfectly fine. That's why you only put your rings on finger tight. Okay? That's why. It's releasing some of that air in there. So, we are just about there, y'all. Yay! We hit temp and we are going now. Sorry, I was on the phone with Pat. Whew. So, see that? It's going, y'all. It's going. Y'all say a little prayer for my stove that this does not hurt it. This is why I got the electric canner. Just because I have the glass top stove or the cooktop stove, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I don't like doing this, but I had to do something for these ports. So we've got about 52 minutes left on this run. And then we're done. Done. So here's our final count of our tomatoes canned in their juice. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10, 11 pints. There's another one over there. And there's the 11th one. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarts out of that half bushel of Romas. And they're pretty, y'all. They're pretty. I'll even get out of the way where there's light shining on them so you can see them. Look at them. Those are pretty. And they're going to be so good. So good. In all the things I cook. Coming up soon. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being you. Be blessed, y'all. Be blessed. And much love to each and every one of you. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.